Hi, welcome back to Team Woody Sheep Reviews. You want to charge a battery? Lithium polymer, they can be a little bit volatile. A lot of people are panicking. Charging batteries, you need to be monitoring your batteries. Good thing to do. If you haven't got one of these, get one of these. This is, I think sometimes they call them battery medics. This is a GT Power. So you can get them, Hobby King will stock them, eBay, you can check them around. And what's the beauty of this? You'll see, you'll pick it out because it's got a set of plugs for each type of battery that it sells. So obviously there's a 2S, 3S and so on, up to a 6S. And when you plug it in, you will see the cell voltages and the cell count. Well, on this one you've got a balance button. You press that balance button and what it does, it discharges the higher cells and diverts some of the power to the lower cells and tries to equalize all the cells so that they become all the right voltage. And for example, this battery was way out. I don't know what happened. I haven't used it for a while. Started to charge it and it was a differential cell, which made me a little bit concerned about this battery because the cell voltages are drifted a bit. So it tells me that this is getting towards the end of life. So I left it plugged into this on balance and left it overnight. Put it in a metal box. I'll show you the metal box now. And left it overnight. And in the morning, if this was totally discharged and flat and knackered, then it's in the bin it goes. I'd cut the lead off and drop it in a bowl of salty water and totally discharge it. That's my thing. I give it. Not just water, salty water, so it conducts, and that will discharge the battery 100% because the salt water will conduct, and it'll very slowly discharge the battery. If I discharge it with a bulb and then I take the bulb off and I come back, it will have absorbed some power back into its cells and there'll be power there again. Be careful, you chuck these in your wheelie bin or your refuse bin and they short out or they get punctured when stuff goes in, they will combust. They will, as soon as the lithium hits fresh air, the gases that's causing this to puff, it'll start fizz bang and there'll be fire. And when they go off big time. And I mean, they're like a firework. So be very mindful. These things, they're fragile, they've got soft shells. If they're damaged and there's a risk of any of that lithium from inside coming out, you need to discharge them and dispose of them. Keep an eye on the cell voltages. That's your first sign. If you've got lots of discrepancies, as you can see now, that's been balancing and they're now all 4.12. I always charge balance. So that I've moved out to my conservatory to charge batteries in the shed, and then I become very conscious that I'm going in the house because perhaps I finished at the shed or I'm waiting for something, the glue to dry, and then I'm thinking, what if one of those batteries flares up? Like I said, a colleague of mine wrecked all his planes. The temperature got so hot, all the foam models he had all popped and was ruined. It just looked terrible. And obviously the black soot over everything, it's just not worth it. Get yourself a box, charge them in a box. Think of those batteries. If you've never seen one go up, then have a look on YouTube, plenty of videos there. I put a nail into a fully charged battery. Stupid. I won't do it, and I'm not going to show you. No, I'm not going to show you. I'm trying to think if I've still got the video footage. If you were there, if you're like working in the shed, it's fine. If you're there and you can see something going on, because the first thing that happens, these go bunk and they start to get fat and they puff out and they're like Father Christmas's belt straining at the seams. Always charge in a controlled area, and if you've got a metal box that you've made or can construct to charge these, then you're doing a good thing. So I've created this. I've got my iCharger in the post, but I've also got the ISDT T6 light. Then the iCharger, however, I've had this a number of years. This is obviously the 3010B. And I had this, I don't know whether it's an ammunition box or exactly what it was, but it's a tin box in all intents and purposes. And what I've done is, in this tin box, I've lined it with Depron foam. Right, so it's obviously, if there was a fire in there, the Depron foam is going to melt and deteriorate and whatever, but I wanted to stop the box getting too hot, so there's Depron foam on the base and around, and if one of these combust in there, then pretty much everything in there is trash, but it will stop the heat and the smoke and or the flames coming out of the box. There was a little hole there which I cut slots in to allow smoke to come out. So I got a little camera watching it, and of course, because it's got infrared detection on the camera, it will detect the heat signature and I'll see it. I generally leave my smoke detector there, and if this starts screaming, I can hear it because I've also got sound in the CCTV camera. The little YI cameras, they're quite handy. So this is my charger. So I got a tin box, and the balance boards are actually in there. I put little feet on it, and the little feet just to keep it, so obviously if there was a lot of heat in it, I don't want it to scorch the worktop. Obviously by the time I get to it, if it has started erupting, and if I got more than one battery on it, then chances are they are going to erupt. And as you can see, I've got plugs coming from the charger, so I can simply rip the plugs out and throw the box outside. It's not a problem. So if you prepare for the worst, then like I said, I got all my babies in here. I don't want to trash my shed for the sake of being unattended batteries. Outside, yeah, great. It's raining all the time. You can't charge outside. You put everything out. It's freezing cold out there. It's raining. So you need to be charging inside. And a lot of people, they got garages and whatever. The same thing applies. If you have a sizable battery flare up, it'll make such a mess. Put it in a box by yourself. I think they call bat boxes. You can get a bat box, keep it in there, charge your batteries, especially, you know, obviously there's no guarantees a brand new battery won't go up, but if you've got batteries that are starting to get old, keep an eye on them. Like I said, if you haven't got one of these, get one of these. This is a battery medic, a battery balancer. They are stocked, they're branded in different models. You'll recognize it because you'll see the plugs there, and you'll see they all look the same. This is very similar. As you can see, it's a nice color screen, and basically it's a one screen view of all your battery cells, so you can have a quick look, check it all out, and there's a balancing cell option on this as well. If you haven't got one of these are nice because you can plug your battery in. It gives you battery voltage, but then you've got a USB plug on the end, so you can plug your phone in, so you can charge your phone. You'll get 5 volts out there. So if you've got a USB charger or something that you need a USB supply for, boom, plug it in there. I'm not sure how many amps it gives out, mind, but you know, there's lots of different battery medics out there, or cell balancers. So treat yourself, get one for Christmas, and you know, there's a couple of variants of these. These are quite cheap, but these are a little bit more expensive, but more modern. The only thing I don't like about this, probably one of the reasons why I don't use it very often, is I find this very convenient. I plug the battery in, and with the battery, I'm right-handed. I plug the battery in and I have the display there. So it's easy. Plug in the battery, look at the battery. So when I'm checking batteries, plug it in. Whereas this, I'm looking to do that, and I plug it in, and guess what? It's upside down. because it's meant to be there, so it means you've got to plug in left-handed, and I can hold that. I'm always struggling faffing around. So for me, I know it sounds stupid, but I prefer it if it's on the right hand side, so I can hold it firmly in my left hand and plug it in with the right hand. Christmas? More Christmas tips? Just to put you in a picture. Like I said, I know some of these videos they take a bit of time to edit, and as you know, I don't get any financial rewards from doing these videos. I do them as a bit of a hobby. I do them to share. If I learn, I like to feel I'm giving you the benefit of sharing the knowledge. So if anybody's got some ideas, let me know below. I'd love to hear from you. And if anybody has any products they'd want me to review, then I'll be happy to review them. Contact me, I'll give you my details, and I'll more than happily do a review on them and share the love. I hope you enjoyed this video. Keep safe. Keep safe. Think, what happens if one of those batteries ruptures while they're on charge? What's around that can be damaged? What is around the space? What would you do if you were in the room and one of them started to go off? How are you going to get rid of it? Just think. I can't tell you enough. You need to be safety conscious when using lithium polymer batteries. So if you're new to the hobby, you might be chucking them around, battering these batteries, but be mindful. When they're charging and when they're discharging, they are at risk. But when it's in your shed or in your house, in your kitchen, in your living room, when you're charging batteries, you need to keep an eye on them. If you can think about what would happen in the event of one of them flaring up like a firework, a fire extinguisher wouldn't put it out. It would still erupt because it's coming from within. So be mindful of that. So fire blanket, push on top of it, great. But if you haven't got a fire blanket, get a fire blanket. So did I tell you that safety is important? So thank you once again for watching Team Woolly Sheep Reviews. So keep yourself healthy, keep clean, 2 meters distance, wash your hands, don't touch your face, don't be a disgrace. So vaccine's on its way, boys. Vaccine is on its way. So keep yourself safe. Catch you soon. Thank you. Bye.